Hey, dude. Welcome in, Aris Carter. Welcome to my Twitch stream.
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
So, as I mentioned, you've had some big releases, and just I've been watching on my Instagram your tour of Asia. They look super fun. We started working together last summer when you joined the course, and kind of, can you remember why you what the motivation was coming jumping on board, and where that kind of started from?
Oh yeah, so I was just starting to pick up touring again. I think it was right before I went on a tour when we started talking, and I was like, look, I'm going to get all this content. I'm going to play all these shows, but how do I put myself in like a schedule of what I'm actually going to post, and how am I going to, and basically before that, I was sort of like, I'll just post what I get from the show and play it by ear, and I often, you always talk about the course. I often found myself like when I was like, I haven't posted in 3 or 4 days, which I should probably post something. What should I post? It was a lot of it was sort of like that. And I was like, okay, I think it wasn't that like my social media was doing poorly. It was doing good, but I could use some more structure around it so I could think about it less when I'm working on music,
That's cool.
And that's the main thing I went to the course for, is to give that aspect of my career more structure. That's
very cool. I'm glad. Yeah, because it does help. Like once you kind of plan it out, like, and just not don't do that panic and post, and just literally plan it out, and then it really does help with your content, because you can make you schedule it and you'll plan it out, and then even if you don't schedule it, you can sort of write it down in a schedule and go, right, I know what my posts are for the next week. I'm good. I can go and get on with the rest of my day.
Exactly. Yeah. So now every week I'll have I thought doing personally 30 days was a bit too far in advance for me, just because like things pop up, like a DJ, like you said, like a DJ plays your track or something, or you have a new announcement or new show announcement, something like that. I think what's worked for me, every Sunday I'll get together and plan the post. I've been working with a friend who's gone viral on TikTok a few times, and she's sort of like helped me on that end with TikTok kind of stuff, and she'll help me out with that a bit, and then I'll just make the plan for the week, and I'll do at least 5 posts per week.
Nice.
And have that planned out. Yeah.
And I guess you're still like you do. Like I said, we just done this mad tour. I guess you're capturing, because you're kind of thinking of your plan, and you're thinking of kind of your content more. You're capturing more, and it's kind of helping with that plan as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just, after the tour, I was like, look, I have probably 60 plus raw clips of a certain drop playing, and like each one of those is a piece of content, and keep posting with those, and one of them's got to hit at some point, And I've had a few of them that have done pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but I've seen loads of them. And every time I see them, I'm like, go on. It's like, I see you on the tour. It looked a really fun tour. How long were you away for? Let's talk about the tour a little bit.
Oh, great. Yeah. So the tour was from mid-September to October. It was 5 countries in Asia. It was Japan, Korea, Thailand, and Indonesia. 4 countries. Sorry, 4 countries, 5 shows.
Nice.
And the first of them being Ultra Japan, which I did the main stage on the Saturday, and then Ultra Korea, and then I did a headline club show in Bangkok, and then Ultra Bali, which was kind of like they called it Ultra Beach Bali. It was like a mini Ultra.
How did the Ultra thing come about? Like, because we spoke about you went to Ultra when you were a kid, and then how did you?
Oh yeah.
How did we connect with Ultra? Where did that kind of connection come about?
That sort of came out around the same time as that track Faking on Spinnin', because that was a collab with, I'd say, Cardo, who's the one of the biggest DJs from China, and that got a lot of attention in the Asia market. And I got in touch with the promoters for Ultra Korea, and around the same time, and I was able to. I did my first show around the same time, but that was like on the small side stage. They just invited me, like, honestly, like, probably got paid just enough to cover flights, and and I was like, it's Ultra, I gotta get out there,
100%.
I made that happen, and from there, that sort of became a relationship, and I started doing more with them. Did Ultra Japan the next year as well, and then I really kept in touch with them throughout the pandemic, and just talked about ways we can work together on other stuff as well, not just bookings, but and then that became building a great relationship. And then I got an agent for the region Asia, and then through the Asia it sort of expanded larger, and I've done Ultra Europe, Ultra Miami.
Nice.
And then looks like we're gonna do some more with them this year as well.
Where did you so you kind of leveraged what you that release, but where were you tracking down those promoters? Like was it on a platform? Was it on somewhere? Like what was your process there?
Oh, I met one of the promoters in Miami on the same time when the release came out. So and actually I think it was ADE. I always get confused. It was ADE one of those years. And that just sort of became a relationship, and then saw again in Miami, and then was invited to come there for the festival that summer. And then
gotcha.
through that just kept in touch. And yeah, that's another thing of advice I can give is like, even if you have a bit of momentum rolling, like relationships are still very important, and you have to put as much effort into that as you can, and just enough on the music, because there's so many people out there making great music, so many people having big releases, so many people getting millions of streams. And if you put you couldn't fit everyone that gets 10 million plus streams onto every festival lineup. You know, there's so many people doing it right now. So building a strong personal and professional relationship is the best ways you can leverage that. I'm not saying you can do that's the end all be all, but it's the best way you can leverage that success that you're having.
That's very cool. Yeah, I completely agree. Like your network is definitely one of your, like, if not your biggest asset, or like even sometimes even bigger than records. Like
100%. Yeah.
Like finally, can we just kind of sum up working with me and working with the course, and have you enjoyed it, and would you recommend it to others?
Oh, 100%. If you're looking to up your social media game, and just even if like you're happy, like I obviously came in with higher numbers than a lot of people. Not to brag or anything, just where I was, but like, even if you're happy with the way your numbers work, there's always more you can be doing. There's always more strategy to come around it. And as you've mentioned many times, I think there's no better time than now. Like Instagram is actually pushing smaller pages more than the bigger ones these days. I think there's a bit of an opportunity right now. I've seen one friend of mine go from 10,000 followers to over 100,000 in the past 2 months,
Amazing.
Just from a few viral reels. There's always things you can be doing, and there's at any level. So don't feel like you're too ahead of the game. Like, oh, I got it. I have releases. I'm good to go. Like, there's always something you can learn.
Great. It's great to hear.